what a wonderful feeling it is to be a part of something greater than yourself. What a beautiful blessing to be a part of a family tree, of a picture bigger than yourself, even if you're just a leaf or a branch on it for the moment. And I really just wanted to say that I met my grandma for the first time ever in person. Yo, what's up and welcome back. It's back, of course, as always, to Angel's Reach. As always, I'm Angel, and my mom came to the States in 96 or 97, um, after she had some kids, uh, because she wanted to start a better life in the States. And that's when she met my father and had two other kids, um, me and my younger sister. And as a family, we lived in the States for a bit. Um, and while we were living in the States, some of my grandparents passed away. My father's mother and father both passed away, and my mother's father also passed away within like the 20 years I was born and was living and stuff, and the time my mom spent here. And it's just weird to think about family and like how close they are or not to you. You know what I mean? My mom went 30 years without seeing her mother. I can't imagine going a week without seeing my mother. Like I go like a weekend without seeing my mom sometimes, and I had to go to a sleepaway camp for a bit. And I was gone for like 1 or 2 months, and I was going crazy. Like I missed my mom like crazy. I missed my family like crazy. I missed my friends like crazy. I said, imagine starting a whole new life in a different country entirely, not speaking the language. It's just like insane to me, and that's what my mom did. It's what my father did as well. And while they were busy doing that, the grandparents stayed in their home countries until eventually, some of them passed away. Now, my only living grandparent is my mom's mom, who finally got her visa approved and came to the States. And she came a few days ago, and I was telling you, um, in a different recording, not this one. I'm realizing that I keep like starting over, and I recorded this already. I uploaded it to Premiere yesterday morning, but then I checked it, and not only did it have no views because nobody's liking, subscribing, and hitting that bell and making sure that they stay tuned with all the videos I drop and to keep updated. Not only that, but I clicked the video and I saw that it had a German video playing in the background, and so there was a ton of like audio that was just like from a different stream that was just getting in the way of what I was saying. Which this is a pretty emotional or like a little bit more of a personal video, so I guess I didn't want that in a way. It was kind of funny. It added a lot to my character. Like I said, like, you know what? It would be like a me thing to keep like a completely emotional video about my family and meeting them and shit and how much it means to me behind like uh, a video that has like German audio in the background. That would be very on character for me. But I was like, no, I kind of wanted to just like say this out loud without anything in the background. It's just like I love my family. I love that I'm a part of this. I love that I'm a part of the family tree, and I see myself and all my family members, and like I see our patterns, and it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. I named, I labeled the video, the upload that went up, and I deleted it. I labeled it as a Tapestry of Love, which I think I'm going to call this video, but because there was this meme or this tweet picture or whatever online that was like, wait until girls realize that men are just a tapestry of all the women they've ever loved. And like, I don't know if that was like a performative thing or what, but if it wasn't, like, yeah, not even just of, like, of all the women you love, just in general, of all the people you've seen, like you always take bits and pieces and like whatever makes you feel like the best and whatever resonates with you, you sort of keep saying. And I've been realizing that that's what I've been doing like my whole life, stealing jokes from comedians and saying things that I've hear here and there, like feeling things that like I think I'm supposed to be feeling, or like trying to force myself to feel things I've been feeling and stuff like that. And it's uh it it, it really puts into perspective like who you are, what your character is, and it makes you question like who you are. Like without going into too much detail, I had a friend of mine go through something, and they started like questioning who they were, and I'm like, yeah, that part of you was a huge part of you, dude. If you don't have that part of you anymore, like I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't know who you were, because it's a big chunk of you that's missing now. And um like there's a lot, there's so many connections you can make with like family and identity. And one of the biggest ones I wanted to make was when my mom saw her grandma. So my grandma The night before my grandma came, we were all cleaning the house around. My mom was throwing a bunch of dirty clothes in my room, in my drawers and closets and stuff, hiding all the dirt from my grandma as if she's not going to notice. We live filthily in the first 3 weeks where she lives with us, but not filthily. But I'm saying my mom's like a hoarder, and she puts stuff in different corners and stuff, and it piles up. Um, so while my mom's hiding that, my I'm like anxious for my grandma to show up, like in a weird way, like I can't believe this is going to happen, but. Um, then eventually my grandma does show up. We get like a knock on the door, and I open it and I see this older woman, and I'm like, oh my god, grandma, what a pleasure to meet you. I'm Angel. I'm your son. I'm Nora's kid. Nora's my mom's name, and she was like, yeah, I know, son. I FaceTimed you before, and I feel bad because my mom was talking about visiting her, one of these summers, like she was gonna pass away soon, like she was in critical condition or grave danger. So, but she was like, "No, I gotta see your grandma. I gotta see my mom. One more time." I'm like, "What do you mean one more time? Like, is this the last summer she's got? Like, what are you saying?" But she just really, really loved her grandma. She just really wanted to see her. I mean, you never know in this life. She's had so many losses and stuff like that. Like she had to bury a kid. Yeah, like a lot of unexpected stuff happens in life, and so like I don't blame her for just wanting to see her mom again as soon as possible. Wanted to like, not even rip that bandage off, but just really really feel safe again, because honestly I think my mom and I share that, and that we feel safe with our moms. When I first like introduced myself to my grandma in person and she came to our house, like I hugged her and like I was perfectly fine. First couple minutes I was fine, and then I saw my mom like hiding behind the wall of the kitchen, almost like not believing it. Wrist at her forehead, knuckles on her the side of her eyes, and just like the glint in her eyes. I mean, it was making me so emotionally. Like it choked me up when I saw the tears, the water forming in my mom's eyes. I was like, this is the strongest woman I know, and she's breaking down right now. And of course, I've seen her cry and stuff before, like when my brother passed away, my half brother, I guess technically, but my brother passed away, and I mean, at that wake, at that funeral, like I've never seen her like weaker and like crying, and she was begging for him to get up, and that his friends were around and missed him and stuff. It was fucking insane. It was insane. And to see almost that, like, not exact sadness, but that level of emotion from her. Because my family feels strongly. Like my mom and I are really strongly opinionated people, and we'll make our opinions known. And yeah, we're wild cards for that. We're extroverted for that. We're crazy, but I mean, it's who we are and stuff. And I see a lot of that in my grandma, and I see that in my mom. And I remember sitting across from my grandma in the living room while everybody was talking to her, and she was responding, and seeing her mouth move, and seeing her eyes, and like specifically like her cheekbones and the corner of her eyes, and I just kept seeing my mom. And then I kept seeing my mom, and then I ran into the like bathroom, and I looked at myself, and I kept seeing like the similarities, and it's freaky stuff, man. It's crazy to think that, like you are a creation of several people falling in love and thinking that they found the one. And I mean, obviously not everybody was conceived that way, but I mean, at one point there was a spark that uh there was a live spark, I guess, that that created you. And it's just really weird to sort of see, I guess, in a way, a person get passed down. You know what I mean? Does that sound weird? Like imagine like when Aang's in the Avatar state. Like for all you gamers out there, and when Aang's in the Avatar state, and there's like a line of all the avatars listed before him. That's kind of what it felt like. Like I saw the woman before me, and then the woman before that woman be my grandma. And I was just like, man, I can't believe that like their lives have led up to me, and I'm just I was like, Grandma, I'm listening to Future and smoking weed in the bathroom right now. You don't even know. You couldn't even comprehend the life I'm living right now. My grandma's illiterate. She's never learned to read or write. She made tortillas by hand and sent my mom out to the city to go sell them by the packet. Like it's crazy to think that like I'm related to this woman, and like how much history she's lived, and I can only understand about like 70% of the things she's saying, 60% of the things she's saying, because like she only speaks Spanish, and because she has such a heavy like Spanish accent, like sometimes the words will flow into each other, and then phrases come about and stuff, and like a lot of Spanish phrases just become a word basically. Like "que lo que" is basically three letters when you text it out. Like that's crazy. Like what the hell? Um, but yeah, I'm insanely lucky to be a part of a family. I can't imagine. I can't imagine not and like not belonging. Like I wouldn't say like I belong in this family or anything like that. Like I feel like I fit in like a perfect jigsaw piece puzzle or anything like that. But I definitely do see, the familiar relations, and I see myself in my grandma, and I see myself in my mom. I see my like the way that I joke. I see the hand gestures I make. I see the speech patterns, and it makes me cry. I was crying like crazy when my grandma first came. Like the first 15 minutes, I was cool, and then I saw my mom getting emotional. I was like, oh shit, this is real. This is real emotions and shit going on. And then um, I saw like my mom laying in my grandma's lap as if she was a baby, the same way that I did with her when I was a kid, and it just brought back a flood of like memories. And we really are just all children. You know what I mean? Like as much experience as you have, as much as adult experience you have, we're all kids for real, living our own experiences, doing shit that makes us feel good. And like, unfortunately, as you get older, routine starts to become a little bit more pleasurable than, spontaneity and living life as you please. But, as you get older, as you please could just be day to day routine that is just consistent and nice and whatever. I'm constantly finding that stuff. What is that Drake lyric? Still finding myself, let alone a soulmate. I'm just saying, like, I really don't even know who I am myself anymore. And seeing my grandma, meeting my grandma for the first time, seeing her eyes and seeing just everything that probably led up to me being here, like it was emotional as shit. It really fucking it drove home the fact that I am, that I'm a person, that my decisions have consequences, and she's in a whole nother country just because her daughter had a plan to make it out, and who knows? Maybe my grandkids are gonna be taking me to fucking Turks and Caicos because you know what I mean, because they love me like that. And I set them up, and not even I set them up, just because life, man, because family, because the people we are, because the DNA we passed down, and the people we're destined to become. It's fucking crazy, man. It's crazy. I'm gonna spend more time with my grandma and appreciate her and love her, and I'm also gonna spend more time with my mom and really just appreciate the time we have because it's crazy. You're so incredibly lucky to be able to, spend time with the person who made the person who made you. It's so crazy to think about, and there's so many questions I want to ask her and so many language barriers I got to get over, but I'm just happy she's here. I've been hugging her and kissing her like crazy on her cheek and her forehead and like embracing her OD, and just like I've been telling her like, I'm sorry, Grandma, I'm probably really annoying, but I really like love you, and I really like I appreciate the fact that you're here, and I can't believe it. And it's such an amazing blessing. Love your grandparents, love your parents, love your family members, love your parents, like I already said, love your siblings, dude. It's just, man, family, dude. And it's not even blood family too. Like I've been talking to my dogs recently and like just catching up with them. And I love my homies. I love my friends for life. And one thing that this grandma thing taught me is that there is definitely positives to life, man. Like I was crying tears of joy when I saw my mom hugging my grandma. It was just like, fuck, man, that's what we do it for, man. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here, is for those moments. I tell people, do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind? No, 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 no. I don't know the last lyric, but sometimes I dead ass do, dude. Sometimes I feel like a moment. I feel constantly like I'm a brief moment in time, like I'm not meant to like I'm constantly overstaying my welcome, and or understaying my welcome and shit. And it's just like, why am I here? And I find like my dogs will tell you, like everyone's been through this really bad days and hard days and moments where you don't think you can make it and stuff. But I mean, I'm telling you, dude, it's that look that your mom gives her grandma, or it's the look that your mom gives her mom. It's the, I mean, it's the laugh you haven't heard from somebody in a week. It's the shitty movie you watch with your friend that you like haven't talked to since high school, man. It's like these moments, even the shitty ones, man, even the fucking shitty ones are what make us us. You know what I mean? It's like I felt bad when I was crying for my grandma because I was like, I shouldn't feel these emotions. I shouldn't feel like tears because it's a sad emotion. And then as I realized that I was happy that my mom was relieved, I realized that like it doesn't like there's no guideline, there's no set lines of things you're supposed to do or feel, and you know what I mean? Like people cope in different ways, and like there are people who don't cry at funerals, you know what I mean? There are people who laugh at funerals, you know, and it's just like we're all so individual and connected at the same time. It's the most fucking paradoxical thing in the world. Like, I could live the most separate life from you ever, but as soon as it comes to like a gun to the head of both of our loved ones, I mean, be like, we'll have practiced Krav Maga for years. I mean, we'll be jujitsu masters. We'll have mastered the art of Taekwondo solely to protect those that we love. I mean, you know, it's like that adrenaline rush when like your kid gets run over by a lawnmower or something, like super strength. You know what I mean? It's like mom strength or parent strength or whatever it's called. It's like person strength for me, dude. It's like I don't want anyone to think that I don't love myself and stuff because I'm constantly learning to love myself and I'm having a great time with who I am. But um, it really is the other people that make life worth living. You know what I mean? Like, of course, you can find fulfillment in yourself, and obviously that's the goal. If you, I mean, ideally, if you didn't need anything else in your life on some monk shit, really just go to a temple, live your life, and really find peace. I mean, by all means. But however you find peace is how you find peace. And for me, it's being with people, pleasing people, making people happy, surrounding myself around people, and um, I like I want to be there. You know what I mean? Like it's not even like FOMO, like because sometimes like I used to think like I'm just afraid of missing out when I don't hang with my friends, but I guess in a conceited way, it ended up being like I'm afraid they're gonna miss out on me. You know, in a way, like I'm afraid that I'm not gonna give them a great time by not being there and stuff like that. And I was just like, I want to give my all to people always. Um, and there's only so much you can do, man. There's only so much you can give to other people before you realize you've been trying to give 150 when they can't give 50. And yeah, it'll add up to 200, but for how long? You know what I mean? Every relationship is 200. You can only give 100. Whatever. Whatever. I dove into a little rant there about relationships, but really the relationship of family is what I've been thinking about for the past couple days. So my grandma's been here. I love her to death, and I will continue to love her to death. And I hope I'll see her many more years after this. Hope I will go to Honduras. I hope she'll come back here. I hope. I just love her to death. She's so sweet, so amazing. She doesn't waste her time. She doesn't talk unless she has to. You know what I mean? Like we'll talk to her and she'll answer. And then if she wants to keep talking, she'll keep talking. But she's not afraid to just end a conversation right there. And like I'll keep asking her questions and she'll answer point blank and just not answer again. You know, like won't continue it. And that's just the vibe. You know what I mean? That's just she's just lived long enough to be like, you know what? I'm gonna say what I have to say and not say anything more. And I love her for it. I'm gonna go kiss her right now. Please love your family and love yourself, man. I mean, again, like I said about the tapestry of love, again, you might not have been born to certain circumstance or under, you might have been born under different or certain circumstances, but I mean, for a large majority, I would like to think that the love was involved in the creating of people and that you come from a long line of people who loved each other and thought they were beautiful. And you are, man. Damn, this is so corny. But you Herculeanly are beautiful, man. I mean, you wouldn't be here. Genuinely, you wouldn't be here if you weren't. Give me the Virgin Nihilist, and I'll go up against them. The Chad Optimist versus the Chud Nihilist, the Virgin Nihilist. No, really, dude. Like I've been there. That's why I know with certainty that life gets better. Is because of how shit life has been. And granted, I know things can get worse, and I wasn't at my absolute lowest. I can always get lower. All that shit. Yeah, I know. Um, but they make the good days so much more better. You know what I mean? And it's such a cliche. I hate giving my friends cliches, but it really just, you know, it's a cliche for a reason. It's a stereotype for a reason. No, hold on. Let's stop. Okay, I said Kirkuly. Let's not really get Kirk in this bit. But really, it is just about it is just about making life worth it, and um, it is hard, bro. It is hard with all the bullshit life throws at you, and this is coming from somebody who like, you know, I don't live in a third world country. My mom supports my drinking habits. Not she doesn't support my drinking and smoking habits, but you know, she understands who I am and you know can compromise with me on and understand. I just ruined this whole video by saying my mom like supports my drinking habits. What the hell? That's not what I meant at all. Holy shit. No. Okay, before I fucking kill the mood of this whole video, what I wanted to sort of express is like my mom has meant the most to me in my whole life, and seeing her vulnerable and seeing her like in this position of just unconditional love even stronger. I mean, I always knew my mom was a warrior. I always knew my mom was the strongest person I know. Ask any of my, I was gonna say siblings, but like ask any of the people I know. My mom, loud, strong, powerful woman. Just maybe Freud was right. I look for that in most women. Like I'm like I want a powerful. Like if you're not gonna say, excuse me, he asked for pickles on his burger. If you're not doing that for me like my mom does, what are we talking about? Okay, all right. Stop all the Hispanic, Dominican, mama's boy can't cook shit. Hold up, I know how to fry an egg. Stop, 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 stop. I can support myself. I can buy deli meat and make myself sandwiches. No, but it 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 put into perspective how much I matter, you know, and how important I am. Without, you know, I know I get a big head about things. I know I get narcissistic and egotistical at times, and you know, delusional with like my self worth and stuff. And like sometimes I think I'm as important as Kanye, and other times I think I can just die tonight and nobody will feel a thing, you know. But I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like I matter a little bit more, and that like I have something to do here, and like there's a purpose, and there's always something invisible driving me. I don't know if that's the same for you guys, but I mean sometimes it's just like I don't even want to do things, and I'm just like I gotta do it. It's life. It's what you have to do. It's what you feel like doing right now, even if it's not entirely what I feel like doing right now. Life is just life. It goes on, and you have to fucking improvise, adapt, overcome. You feel me? And that's what I'm doing. I'm constantly not even adapting like it's hard to survive my life, but I'm just constantly challenging and questioning my life and the decisions that come up and actions I can take and responses I can make. I don't know. It all comes back to the trick. You know what I mean? Like I'm making decisions that people have made for years, and hopefully that those. Oh my god! Hopefully those decisions that lead to a life full of fulfillment and like satisfaction. You know, people complain about like, oh, kids have it easy nowadays. That's the point. That's the point. Why would you want your kids suffering as much as you did? Why would you want your younger siblings like suffering as much? Oh my god. Why would you want your younger sibling suffering as much as you did? Why would you want people of the younger generation to go through the same trials and tribulations? Yes, I get it. You know, it's one thing to like be like, yeah, people have to get broken up with, and people have to, you know, experience getting bullied in high school. Like, there's that, and then there's the completely opposite of like you have to get married and have kids before 30. You have to have a stable job by this age. You have to, you know, and there's a lot of circumstances that call for that. And there's great outlines, you know, like if you're living in a family of three and you're one of the only people working, don't take this as a sign to like, you know what, just do what you want. Take a break for a second, because obviously necessity is the mother of innovation. And so, like things will only come really if you need them to make things different. People will tie loose ends in any way that they can, like make things work however they can when it comes down to it. If you need to make $800 rent, realistically, you're going to find a way to get the $800 or else you're out on the street. Point blank simple. And things can happen that way. I feel like I've been rambling for too long. I have to go and think about where I belong in this world and how I can help those without expecting anything back. Not that I do. Not that I do expect anything back, but I I want to just give more, you know? A lot of negative things happen in the world. I just want to be one of those positives. Whatever. I'll talk to you later. Bye.